That kind of counts as seeing the sun. It's behind clouds, but it's bright enough. Alright guys, long time no see. Been a hot minute since I've made a video for this channel and in general, I guess. But like anyone, the winter blues set in, took over, and I just kind of hung out for the winter. Worked, didn't get anything done in the camper, so as you can see, well, exterior doesn't change anyway, but the inside of it is exactly how I left it in the last video, which is kind of concerning because it's got to be ready in about 6 weeks to live in. So what I have left is inside I have finished insulating and vapor bearing, finished putting up the walls, well, not putting up the walls, putting what I'm putting on the walls, so like finishing the walls, which I'm going to do what am I going to do? Either some boards or some laminate flooring and just put it up on the wall, because when you can get laminate flooring at clearance, it's super cheap. So I can do each wall for like, what are they, say 8 by, that one's 8 by 8, 60, yeah, so like 60 or 70 bucks to do this wall. And the back wall, since it holds my taillights and reverse or all my lights, I'll probably put plywood on there and just either brad nail it or with a couple screws so that's easy accessible. But so I have that, plumbing, electrical, and kitchen. Bed is obviously easy, I just throw one in. But what I'm thinking is during fishing, I'll finish my plumbing. So electrical is kind of what I'm worried about. So for the first couple weeks, I won't have my shower, but I'll have my toilet, which I have a shower, toilet, bathroom, laundry, everything at the campground. Oh, there's one of my knives. Lost that. Oh, that blade is completely messed. But yeah, I'll show you what we tried to do. So to try and protect it, we did have some tarps, which looks absolutely horrible now. But for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, it did great, kind of protecting where I needed to. So no amount of water actually got in it over the winter. A little bit, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not much, especially since there's literally a hole in this corner of it. But the tarps did work for the first couple weeks, like I said, but we got hit with a few windstorms and that kind of just ruined things. So they got destroyed. Mind you, I should have known that. They were like 25 bucks a piece, and when we were putting them on, we actually ripped a few of the eyelets or eyes of the tarp, which they had that little metal ring in them that you can put your rope through or whatever you're fastening them with, and a few of those ripped out, and I was like, this is going to be a problem. And then we got hit with like 2 windstorms of like 60, 70 mile an hour plus winds gusting, so it just tore it apart. And I was like, you know what, it is what it is. And I checked on it, and there's no real amount of water got inside, so I was okay with that. But before I continue to work on it, you can see spring is kind of sprung here. There's not a whole lot of snow left, which I can't wait for it to be gone, but that leads to just like my yard is like flooded. And my driveway is just a mud pile. So there is still a bit of moisture in there and some water. So this week or next week, I'm ordering my heating system for it, which is actually just a tiny little like 5 liter, 1 gallon diesel heater unit. So my plan is, I've been looking at them online for most of the winter actually. But of course, the company I found like the best reviews and whatnot, of course, they are manufactured in North America, in the States, but with the trade war going on, I think they stopped shipping to Canada, because on their website, they ship to like a bunch of countries in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, like Croatia, a bunch of random countries, but not Canada. They have wholesalers in Canada, but they're all sold out. So H-Calorie, sorry, not H, is the brand, and it looks kind of the best reviews. So my plan is, I do believe this is my... So my plan is to rip this out and set my diesel heater unit in here, if it'll fit, which I think I can. If I have to grind out some metal and make it fit, I will. And then I can duct it up through there into my floor and duct it up through there into my bedroom, because I think 2 vents or kind of areas where I'm pumping out heat is all I need. So that's actually pretty easy. So I'm not too worried about that. And I mean, I don't really need heat. If I need, I can plug in a little space heater for the nights. I mean, May and June are pretty mild. They do get down to 0 some nights, so that's not ideal, but Born and raised in PEI, kind of used to cold, so, and I did run out of wood, so the old house has been pretty cold too. But I think if I get the diesel heater ordered this week or next, and I have it here, I'll dry it out for a couple days, get a dehumidifier in there, try and kind of have it closed up tight, and then start sealing the walls. Because realistically, this back wall is already, this one's still insulated, that one's not, I don't think. So like to do that room, I could, oh wow, that's not pointing. The back wall, not, this one is, far one not, but to do that room, I could do it in easily a day, like to just put up the wall, insulate and whatnot. So it's not really a bunch of work, it's just getting to it. But I do want to make sure I have it dried out before I close everything in, because I do not want to trap a bunch of moisture in my walls. I got to fill a couple holes and stuff, so definitely a pile of things to do, but that's kind of how I work, last minute, and then just hammer out like a busy couple weeks. I've kind of taken some time off work. I've got my best friend's house I'm building. That's why, or not building, painting. That's why I'm in my painting stuff. I was there today. I have to head back this evening to do a bit more trim. But this guy is going to get my focus. This girl actually is going to get my focus in the next couple weeks. So hopefully, once I get going and kind of have the heater in, we can kind of make some progress, because I don't really need it to be fancy. I just want to make sure I have everything ready. I got to fill all the holes. I also have to replace the roof, but that is going to be the last thing I do. I think what I'll do is I'll do all my walls, floors, electrical, everything up to about a foot from the ceiling, and then when I rip out the ceiling and put the new one in, then I can just finish up to it. And like I said before, this is just to kind of get me like 1 year. Well, that's not a good window. I'll probably have to reseal the windows. I only need one spring out of this, and when I go back into the shop and if they tell me, you know, it's kind of in okay condition, then I'll put more time and money into it and turn it into, you know, a couple of years, and maybe even try and sell it next year or the year after, and then do a proper one where I'd actually, you know, get a vehicle that's probably similar style. I think I would go either a minibus or like a box truck, something that's not as big. I don't need 28 feet. Because like I have a full bedroom, full bathroom, little kitchen area and sitting area, so that is more than enough. The goal would be to do like a Sprinter van style, but that market is just crazy. Like if you want a proper Sprinter van, brand new, you're looking at 100 plus K, and that's not set up as a camper van, that's just a Sprinter. And even the used, like, you know, there's 2010s to 2012s that are still 30, 40, 50 grand. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. You can find deals, of course, like anything, but where I am in kind of the East Coast and rural area, Prince Edward Island, it's really hard for us because most of the good things are off island. So right away you have to travel 5 to 6 hours just for kind of any kind of deal. So it just adds a couple $100 to every deal right away. So it makes it, you know, the barrier's a little higher, but worth it if you find, like, you know, an engine that is actually in good shape, mechanically wise, and then you can do the rest, which this is kind of my guinea pig, so I don't mind if I do a horrible job on it. As long as it gives me a place to stay for 2 months, I'll be happy with it. But yeah, I just want to check in. Spring is kind of here, so hopefully I'll have a few more videos up before fishing, which I'll have to, because otherwise it won't be ready and I'll be paying somewhere to rent, which is not the goal. So hopefully next couple weeks I can get well, first things first is get that generator out, and then get that diesel heater in and kind of start drying this guy out, this girl. Forgot her name and everything already. I didn't forget her name, but I forgot that she's a girl. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully everyone's doing good, survived the winter. The winter blues are over. This kind of gives me life. I can actually be outside and not freezing my nuts off. I don't miss the minus 30 days, but I guess that's kind of the price you pay to live in PEI. We get absolutely horrible winters, but the summers are beautiful. So yeah, we will catch you later, and hopefully we can start making some progress on the old girl, or else I'm going to be renting somewhere, and we don't want that. All right, guys, that's it for now. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.